JaxGuruji Sangat ji. Today I'll be reading two satsangs. The first satsang is satsang of Sri Gopal Sethi, AVP of a dying company. 18 years of agony end in 18 days. My wife had been suffering for nearly 18 years. In 1982, she developed lymph nodes in her body, which later were found to be carrying a tubercular infection. A weak constitution and strong medicines paved the way for all forms of ailments: peptic, gastric ulcers, gallbladder stones, hiatus hernia, turnouts on the eardrum, a fibroid uterus, and ovaries. We tried every form of medication: allopathic, homeopathic, Ayurvedic, Unani, and even Reiki. Nothing worked. Diseases kept attacking her. My wife had to undergo 5 major surgeries between 1987 and 1999. She lost her appetite and was rarely able to eat a proper meal. She lost half her hearing. As per dismissal astrological predictions, her life was almost over. The family felt shattered. There was no hope. It was precisely then that divine benevolence came our way in the form of GuruJi, who gave us his refuge. We learned about GuruJi through a family friend, and on 20th February 2000, we got to have his first darshan. The very first day at the Sangat was in itself soothing and assuring. Medically, my wife was prohibited from taking more than a pinch of any form of edible oil, anything spicy, and had been advised not to eat after 8 p.m. At the Sangat, Guruji gave her a handful of oil-rich kada prasad at around 9 p.m. and we ate spicy langar an hour later. Back home, we wondered how she would cope with this, for my wife would feel uneasy lying down even if she had food at 7 p.m. and would stay awake till past midnight. On February 20th, she went to sleep immediately and slept soundly throughout. Ever since, she has been eating and digesting food without discomfort. In the first week of March, on Mahashivratri, we visited Bade Mandir for the first time. Guruji's blessings, his prasad and langar, took away all her diseases. She felt recharged and energized. A couple of days later, we went again, amazed. We had switched on the TV when she said, "We are playing it at a very high volume." This was the same person who had difficulty listening to calls due to her hearing loss. 18 years of agony had ended in 18 days. This is not to say that Guruji takes or needs time to bless us. He is showering blessings all the time, but we may not be good recipients. Within a blink of the Mahapurusha's eyes, creation and destruction take place. Hundreds of thousands of souls leave the bodies, and a similar number enter new ones. All that we can say is, "Tum samsar nahi dayal, mohe samsar papi." Just as no one can equal you in kindness, no one can compare with me in sinfulness. The next satsang is zipper on my tongue. At the time of my wife's second surgery, I had kidded with her, saying that since doctors always prescribe surgery for her, she might as well get a zipper inserted in her body. One day, when I was narrating my experiences in the Sangat, Guruji prompted me to mention the zipper insertion, precisely the words I had used in our one-on-one conversation a decade ago. Guruji's omniscience comes to the fore subtly at times. My elder sister was just having her second darshan when Guruji said she was a very old disciple of hers. I was wondering how this was so when I realized she had been worshipping Lord Shiva from her childhood and keeping a Monday fast for ages. It was a rare occasion Guruji had hinted at his true identity. Under Guruji's Sharan, life has changed completely. Guruji has overwritten all astrological predictions and has given my wife a new and extended life. It seems to me that we are more fortunate than even Saint Kabir, who once puzzled over whom to bow to, first, Guru or Gobind. For us, of course, the Guru is Govind. The Sangat was privileged and blessed to be chosen to sit at the feet of a living God. That he is still permitting us to have his darshan, blessings, affection, guidance and langar frequently compounds our good fortune. May all get relief from misery and sufferings. Let's all pray. Mehra wale saiya rakhi charna de kol. Rakhi charna de kol, sanu charna de kol. O graceful Lord, keep us near your lotus feet, near them always. The next satsang is of Sri G.P. Singh. This one is a family at Guruji's lotus feet. We had been coming to Guruji since February 1999. We had heard a lot about Guruji's Shakti and blessings, and when we had his darshan, they exceeded our expectations. My wife was the first to benefit from Guruji's benign grace. She had severe pain in her lower abdomen and back, which could not be diagnosed, leading to further aggravation. She prayed to Guruji for early recovery to enable her to come regularly to him. One fine day, sitting before him, she felt a sensation running inside her body throughout, curing her on the spot. Since then, she has never felt the pain again. My children too were blessed. Our daughter was not good at studies and had managed to pass class 10 with a second class. But for her class 12 board exams, there was Guruji and she got a distinction. She also achieved a high rank in the competitive examination for the 5-year LLB honors course of IP College, Delhi. In her final year, she trained with a leading law firm and has been well placed through campus selection. With my son, it was a different problem. He was aggressive and disobedient. He was not serious about his studies and we were worried about him. Guruji told him to wear a silver bangle that he blessed. Soon there was a sea change in his behavior and in his studies. Thanks to Guruji, he became an electronics engineer and worked with a leading firm. He respects and loves his parents and his sister and always keeps Guruji's photograph with himself. He met with a serious car accident while traveling with his friends. The car was a near total loss, but he, along with his friends, was miraculously saved with Guruji's blessings. I too was helped. I was nearing my retirement from the Public Works Department in October 2003 when problems cropped up hindering payments of my retirement benefits. A charge sheet was also framed against me on false grounds. But with Guruji's blessings, all obstacles were overcome and the charge sheet was withdrawn. Now I work with a leading international consultancy firm in Delhi. Guruji's blessings are endless. All that is needed is faith, complete and absolute. Darshan of Guru Nanak. Once Guruji had gone to Chandigarh to attend a marriage and we were with him. Guruji gave us his hukum to visit late Gil uncle's house. It had been decorated like Guruji's temple. Life-size photographs of Guruji with his mandir gave the house a divine air. As we looked at a photograph of Guruji, we saw the figure of Guru Nanak Dev Ji on his forehead. We learned that Guruji had stayed at the residence for a few hours. The whole house was exuding his fragrance and divine radiation. At once at the Delhi temple, as she was meditating before him, my wife saw Lord Shiva's snake in a glass which Guruji held. Today we always feel his presence around us, protecting and blessing us. It gives us great joy to see the ever-increasing numbers of those who seek his sharan. Jai Guruji, Jai Sangat Ji.